to say this. I have downloaded every album because I know a lot about Stevie. Because I read about. I love the history of it. Susan Moy is responsible for why we still have Stevie because once Stevie became older, Barry didn't know what to do with him, and it was and he was going to drop him. It was Susan Moy, and he'll tell you that actually extended his career, and that's where the Fulfilling's album, The Music of My Mind, You Are the Sunshine of My Life, before he even got to those. And then 1976, when we did Songs in the Key of Life, he had the biggest record deal in the history of our business, bar none, because Stevie was going to go to Ghana and retire and open up a school for orphans. And so 125 people worked on that album. But I know everything about Stevie Wonder because I read about it, because I've always, I just think musicians that do great things. Stevie Wonder Prince was the second Stevie Wonder. He was the seed. Prince and Stevie are a lot alike in their abilities. So I'm always honored to see Stevie.
Amir, I know you're a Stevie fan through and through.
Yeah.
You've hung out with him a lot.
Yeah, I do. I put him after no one. I think that I don't think that any artist has had the run, especially in the 70s, that run he had in the 70s, complete albums. If I'm not mistaken, I think he won Album of the Year
4 years in a row.
4 years in a row. Yeah, I don't need to say much more.
Whitney. Stevie Wonder shows up at Whitney Davis Law Offices and says, "Represent me, what do you say?"
Yes. Yes. How can I be of service?
Okay, I like that. Reza, Rock Nation, Stevie Wonder, would you sign him today?
Legendary. Who would? Straight to the top.
Straight to the top. All right, I'm just kind of killing some time right here, but I do want. I believe Steve is going to come back out, and we're going to listen to a couple of songs because we did promise that to a couple of the attendees that are here. A lot of people submitted their music via kjlhradio.com, and we want to first play Asia Jolin, and this song is called Hours to Make, and we'll get some feedback from the panel. Nice, light feedback. Let's see if we're ready to play from the laptop. We did not get a chance to test out our technical setup beforehand.
Make sure you always sound check as an artist. Always sound check.
Absolutely.
You sound check. That's your DJ.
Yeah, we should always sound check. And
You're not an artist, Chris. It's okay.
I'm trying to make sure I get everything set up properly. If not, our audience listening session
If she here, she can sing
might be a
it.
little hard to pull off.
We have a professional engineer in the house who's going to check this out. Would you like to?
Hey, you got live artists. Huh? You got live artists.
Let me know. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet y'all. Thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for your music, Jimmy. You're
Thank
Terry.
you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Terry. Like live artists. Start singing, Troy.
J. King.
I'm serious. Let's start singing.
J. King. All right, we'll talk after.
We got a live artist. That's me so cute.
Oh my God.
By the way, my partner Terry says about old school. He says, it's just school, and you better learn.
While we're getting the technical stuff squared away, let's do some Q&A. Yeah, this room is pretty small. If you got a question for anybody, let's Let's see if we can get the first person to come up. Yeah.
Recently, I saw in a bookstore, there is a biography of,
Stand up if you don't mind. Thank
there's
you.
a biography of Isaac Hayes. And as I was reading it, I said, wow, this is incredible. So we got 5 people on the panel right now. If there is something that you think this audience would benefit from, a book by a particular person, would you share that with us now? If we went down the line, what would it be?
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
Dale Carnegie, from like the 30s. It's a great book.
I don't have to think about that question. Really technical book.
You got a question?
I would say Divided Soul by Marvin Gaye. The Marvin Gaye biography is an incredible book. It gives you a real sense of artistry, what it was like, especially inside the Motown machine. And I think Marvin Gaye is the greatest male vocalist to ever live. He's my favorite. Marvin Gaye was one of the few artists that could write in honesty when he was actually going through something. Most writers can't write the pain while they're going through it. They have to get through it before they can write about it. Marvin actually wrote about it as he was going through it, just brilliant. But anytime you can read a book about any artist, whether it's Miles or Barry or Marvin or anybody like that, I think you should.
I'm gonna say All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald S. Passer.
Jimmy Jam?
Actually, I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say 1 because Divided Soul, was that David Ritz's book? So David Ritz is a great author, and all of the biographies that he does is good. I'm saying this, he's working on ours now. But he has a book about himself called The God's Groove that talks about his relationship to music and how it got him through addictions and all kinds of different things. And I think it's a worthy book, worth reading if you like David Ritz and you want to know a little more about him. The other book that comes to mind immediately, because I was speaking to the author of it the other day, is a book about Jay Dilla called Dilla Time. And he puts it in a way that compares Dilla to Count Basie and Duke Ellington and people, the great music makers, but through sampling he did it, and he changed the whole way that when we think about drum machines and sampling, he changed the whole concept of that. So Dilla Time would be the other one I would mention.
So this is Philip, he's a hip hop artist.
Say that again.
This is Philip, he's a hip hop artist. I'm sorry, I'm over here, Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm over here, jumping up and down in the top. There I am. There I am, doing a little snake move for you. This is Philip, and he's a hip hop artist.
What's up, guys? Appreciate your time. Question for you two more so if you guys have a comment, I appreciate it as well. But I'm dropping a mixtape. Is it still like something to use like other artists' beats as far as doing the mixtape? Is there any benefit in that, or is that like a craft that I should kind of move out of?
I think it brings in the familiarity, like people will know the beat initially, so you just gotta make sure that you're doing the beat justice.
What's the purpose of it? To promote
It's
yourself or to
promotion.
break
It's
a
just
record?
promotion, right? It's just promotion.
It's more so to feed my people. I haven't dropped music in a long time, and I
Yeah.
gotta feed my
There's
Then yes.
nothing wrong with that.
Then yes, because you know you can't profit off it, so
Right.
you gotta use it for promotion only.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
Got a question up front here. Then we're going to listen to some music after this.
I had it, yeah, I had it. You said no?
Oh, you got a question right here. Down here.
On the front row. Got a couple of questions.
That you've been talking all day. You done had all your time. We should have put you on the panel. Go ahead. Right here.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Question, how do you want us to get music to you? In terms of, how do you want, what's the best avenue? DM you, tweet you, email, you know you get 100,000 of emails.
Yeah, I want to know that too.
With this panel here, if we wanted to get you some music, what is the best way to really try and get your attention, or to get you at least or an assistant to read it, hear it, see it? What's the best way from you? I mean,
Email is, for me personally, email is still the best way to go. If you're adamant about, and you're passionate about your product or your song, blow me up everywhere. Twitter, DM, you see me in public, bring it up.
I got a song. I'm gonna send it to you.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the back of the list. You can sing it anyway, 3 to 7. But no, seriously, if you strongly believe your song belongs on KJLH, you can show up to 161 North LaBrie and walk through those doors with that song.
No, don't do that. Well, I want to ask a question for all of them that ask that, because it's a question in general for all of the artists out here, though.
Mm-hmm.
What is the criteria? So what are you looking for in a song, so that they're just not submitting something like, do you play rap? Do you play R&B? Do you play jazz? Like, what specifically will turn your ear as a program director?
I think the beautiful thing about KJLH and Radio Free is that there are no restrictions. We play jazz, we play gospel, we play hip hop, we play
Stevie Wonder.
We play Stevie Wonder.
Sometimes.
Not enough.
Of course, the way he plays me more than you.
I tell everybody that I don't program to a format. When you listen to 92.3, that's a hip hop format. When you listen to The Wave, that's a R&B format. KJLH is a sound. Study the sound of KJLH. Study the sound of the artists we play. And see if your song can hold the weight.
And of course, I wasn't brought here, but you said The Wave is an R&B format.
It's something like that. R&B for them.
It's more soft.
Yeah, it's more soft pop. I think all radio stations serve a purpose. It's just, to me, in this particular market, and I'm not saying this because I'm a fan or friend of the family, but
Maybe you just want your record played. I'm just kidding up here.
I tend to have a lot of hits, so they tend to play. You know what I'm saying? But this station is the most important in this market because it's black owned.
Thank you.
It's local. And it's live and local, like you're saying, this is important. It's important.
Oh, like Dave Chappelle said, am I black?
So this is Troy, and he's an inspirational artist.
My question is this: do you have any different advice for someone that's trying to take more of a spiritual route? I have an R&B sound, but I know how it is with scripture and it's gospel music. I don't really want to label it gospel, but I have a specific sound that I'm trying to get out there. And I'm wondering if there's a different approach I should take, since it's not really R&B, but it's gospel-driven, Christian-based.
Yeah. Again, that's the beautiful thing of Radio Free, and I credit Steve Morris for that, for creating Radio Free. We do gospel 24 hours a day. And gospel is a very huge part of not only our station, but our community as well. And if you have a unique approach to that, something that's never been done, absolutely we want to hear it. You absolutely want to send that to us. music@kjlhradio.com is the email. Like I said, email is typically preferred. But if you need to flood us, if you need to call Tammy Mack 3 to 7, 5, 6 times.
I don't answer on the quest line.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that.
This is Kjlh. She's an artist. This is the last question because I know you got to get to your music.
Thank you. I'm glad to see all of y'all here, and thank you for being here to give us all information that we need. But I'm mainly here for my daughter. She's an artist, but she's kind of shy. She don't like to talk. And my question is to you, to the audience here. I mean, not to the audience, to the panel. Is what advice can you give a parent that knows the potential in their child and knows that they're very, very talented and wants to support them, other than having to go all around the country trying to do things for them? But I just want some kind of advice. And just like the person before asked about, is there a book that you could read or something to help me to support her without putting myself out there all the time and looking foolish?
The hard fact about this, and from my experience, my experience is
Don't hold nothing back, don't say it.
my experience is what I know, right? I have not ever really seen the momager, dadager, uncleger, cousinger situation work all throughout the whole process. You definitely need to find someone that you all can trust, because that's the word we were using earlier, to kind of do that for you. I believe a person that represents themselves has a fool for a client. So you definitely should have someone who can sell her better than you can, right? There's going to be a lot of emotional things because she's your baby. You ain't going to have certain stuff, right? And you may make an emotional decision as part, which could be different from a business decision. So that's one reason why I think at some point, at the beginning, yeah, cool, right? But at some point, you're going to have to find, both of you are going to have to find someone that y'all believe in and y'all trust, and say, yo, let's sign up to this and let's get this going. Because I haven't really seen, especially in today, it's just so much to keep up with. I haven't really seen that maternalize into something great.
Can I say this real quick though? You can't be shy.
And you can't be shy.
It's not for her. Like, you can't be a star for her.
Yeah.
It's her job.
She has to.
And so if she's too shy to stand up and ask a question, if she's too shy